Welcome, soul visionaries and potential soul visionaries. I'm your host, Sherrod Cohen, and you are now entering into the Soul Vision Powercast, a place where we keep it unfiltered and raw. We talk about anything from porn to politics. We'll even talk about that shit you might have heard or even saw. Today, we're going to talk about the top 5 most common reasons why couples stop having sex. Let's kick it. All right, dig this here, dig this here. We're talking about the top 5 most common reasons why couples stop having sex. You know, it happens all the time. It could be a plethora of things, and then we're going to discuss it here. We're going to discuss the 5 top reasons. And this is an article by Sylvia Smith. She's an expert blogger, and this is from marriage.com. I'm going to have this article in the description, a link to this article in the description. Now, we're going to hit this article like this. Asking a question, is intimacy missing in your marriage? Are you in a loveless marriage? Now, I just did a video prior to this about the 18 signs that you're in a unhappy marriage. And I'll put that link in the description as well. So intimacy in marriage is a vital cog in the smooth running of a relationship. When the sex and intimacy go out of a marriage, your mind can't help but go to the darkest place and worry that your partner no longer finds you attractive or is having an affair. This begs the question, can a sexless marriage survive? And I'm going to say no for a number of reasons. Because sex is when you connect to a person physically, what you feel about them emotionally most of the time. And I know a lot of people out here just having sex willy-nilly or whatever, trying to do it without any feelings, trying to do it without any emotion, trying to do it without any connections. And a lot of times those people wind up at the end of the day not being able to look at themselves in the mirror or blaming sex, love, and everything else for their ill choices that they made when they chose to give their body away or their time away or whatever. But sex is important in a marriage. It's just, like I said, it's one of those things that physically shows you how a person feels about you mentally, emotionally, you know, what they feel inside. Well, that's what it's supposed to be for anyway. While sex is not the most defining factor in relationship happiness, sex and intimacy missing in your marriage can lead to serious relationship issues like anger, infidelity, communication breakdown, lack of self-esteem, and isolation, all of which can ultimately lead to irreparable damage to the relationship, ending in divorce. Now, the communication breakdown is going to happen way before sex, stops. You're going to have a breakdown in communication first. Communication is the foundation of all relationships, be it personal or professional. Without communication, you have nothing. If you can't openly talk to your partner about your feelings, about anything, man, if you can't talk about just anything under the sun with your partner, that's probably something you should revisit in your mind and see if you really want this. And you should find that out before you get into a relationship. And if y'all already in a relationship and your communication starts to break down, that's something you should address immediately. All right. No intimacy in marriage consequences. If there is intimacy missing in your marriage, there will be cracks in your relationship, leading to potentially permanent loss of emotional and verbal connection with your spouse. Here are the other problems that couple up with intimacy missing in your marriage. Partners start withdrawing from each other. The rejected partner feels unloved and insecure. Chances of cheating on your spouse increase manifold. If intimacy issues persist, divorce becomes imminent. To fix a sexless marriage or overcome intimacy missing in your marriage, it is important to understand the causes of intimacy missing in your marriage. Now, I'm going to go back to partners start withdrawing from each other. And I told you, when you stop communicating, that's what's going to happen. When you find it easy not to talk to your partner, you're going to find it difficult to be in the same room with them for a long period of time. And therefore, you're going to just say, you see them in that room, you see them over there. Instead of you going there, you rather just go upstairs. And when you start withdrawing from one another, man, you know what? Both of you guys can tell that something is wrong. It's up to you guys to find the maturity and the love for one another, the maturity in yourselves and the love for one another to go ahead and, you know what? Whatever is happening, y'all need to talk about it. Now, the rejected partner feels unloved and insecure. Now, that's an issue where one partner may reach out, may try to, talk, make, communicate, see what's wrong, and the other partner just pushes him or her away. I've been through that one. Chances of cheating on your spouse increase manifold. I mean, once you start losing your intimacy within your relationship, once you start losing that communication, once you start feeling distant inside of a relationship, you'll start finding comfort with someone else. Like I've told people, I've been the cheated and the cheated on. I've been the caught and the taught. So I know what it feels like to be on both sides of the fence when it comes to that. If intimacy issues persist, divorce becomes imminent. Been through divorce. Divorce is not something that I would just tell somebody to just jump into, hey, divorce. Man, divorce can be a very draining experience, financially, emotionally, spiritually. So don't just throw away a marriage. If it's worth saving, work on it. And then, so now they're saying to fix a sexless marriage or overcome intimacy missing in your marriage, it is important to understand the causes of intimacy missing in the marriage. And they're telling us reasons for intimacy missing in your marriage. The following are 5 common reasons why intimacy goes missing from a marriage. Take an honest look at your relationship and see if any of these ring true. They just may help you to understand key reasons for intimacy being missing in your marriage. Get back on track to bring the intimacy back to your marriage. Stress leads to lack of intimacy. Women in particular find it hard to believe that stress could impact a man's sexual desire. Let's go back to this. Now remember, this is written by a woman, so I always hear jokes about a man, not being able to get up for his woman and this and that, or gummy worm, limp noodle, and all these other names. And if your man cannot get up get up for you or rise to the occasion for you, there's something that could be wrong other than physically. It could be psychological. And I've done a video on that, 9 psychological reasons why a man may have issues with an erection. And I'll also put that one in the link in the description as well. If you are looking for a way to fix intimacy missing in your marriage, you need to slay the biggest culprit in a sexless marriage, which is stress. This is because we've spent our lives being told that men are always in the mood for sex, and this is simply not true. Stress at home or work can leave men and women feeling exhausted, making sleep or some other way to relax more appealing than sex. Studies have found a link between stress and decreased sex drive. Studies have found a link between stress and decreased sex drive. Talk to your partner about what's causing them stress and do what you can to help take some of the burdens off of their shoulders. And and I guarantee you, there's probably a lot of men out there that's claiming that they're paying the cost to be the boss. I'm gonna pay all the bills. You ain't got to do nothing. And somewhere in that relationship, he's not A1. And a lot of times it's in the bed because guess what? This dude is out all the time trying to make that money, make money. And meanwhile, while he's making money, he can't make love. Because he's tired, he's stressed out. You're always with your hand out. I'm trying to tell you, fellas, don't kill yourself prematurely trying to appease a woman or put a woman up into a lifestyle that she may not even deserve in the first place. Find yourself a partner. Find yourself somebody that's going to come in and say, hey, baby, don't worry about that. Whatever we want, we'll go get. Look for somebody that's going to put the we before the I. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Number 2, low self-esteem can affect a person's relationship. Self-esteem and body image issues don't only affect women. No one is exempt from feeling down about themselves. Low self-esteem can take a toll on a person's relationships, particularly when it comes to physical intimacy, because it leads to inhibitions and ultimately a sexless relationship. If there is intimacy missing in your relationship, cultivate the habit of complimenting and appreciating your partner. Compliment your spouse and let them know that you find them attractive. You can help make them more comfortable by leaving the lights dim and staying under the covers. Is your wife not interested in sex? Is lack of intimacy in marriage from your husband eating away at your peace of mind? Be patient and do your part to resolve intimacy issues and help them feel loved and desired. Now, just say in the case where your woman is picking up weight, your man is picking up weight, and you don't like it. There are ways that you can confront them on those issues, because a lot of times maybe weight gain is the byproduct of another issue. You know, if you see your person, see, we're in this stage of this thing that our society, just this body positivity bullshit. Come on, let's be honest with you. There's nothing positive about a person gaining so much weight to where they're unhealthy. You know, there's nothing body positive or positive about a person gaining so much weight to where they can't do the things that make them happy anymore. You can't tell me that a person that has gained so much weight and has lost mobility is happy. Come on, man, let's stop lying. Number 3, rejection can result in a marriage without intimacy. Rejection can result in a marriage without intimacy. Have you rejected your partner's advances in the past? Perhaps been less than enthused when they tried to show you affection in or out of the bedroom. These things can put your partner off of intimacy. No one wants to feel as though their partner sees sex with them as a chore, and this is what can happen if you constantly put off sex or never initiate it. Lack of sex in a relationship impairs the connection a couple share and leads to a slew of marital problems, including depression. Now, let me say something about, a lot of women are, in this day and age, a lot of women are finding or talking about sex as if there's some laborious task that, oh, I just got to break my back to do this. This is just, oh my God, it's like they're working in some coal mine and shit. They're finding sex to be difficult to have with their partner. If sex to you is this laborious thing, this thing that's causing you so much stress to even think about because you got to have it, why even be with the individual that you're with? If you're not physically attracted to someone to the point where, you can have sex once every 6 months and that's cool with you, or not at all, why not let that person go, do their thing, and then you just get on and find you somebody that don't want to have sex. Simple. All right. Living in a sexless marriage can make the partners feel unwanted, unattractive, and completely demotivated. Marriage becomes drudgery, and as a result, either or one of the partners start experiencing frustration and lose the motivation to devote energy to other important areas of life too. If you're looking for tips on how to survive a sexless marriage or to overcome lack of intimacy in marriage, it would be most helpful to consult a certified sex therapist who deals with intimacy problems. Number 4, resentment can put a strain on intimacy. Your partner may be feeling resentful. Unresolved issues in your relationship can be making them pull away and withdraw affectionately and emotionally. If there aren't any glaring issues that you can think of, then consider whether or not your partner feels unappreciated or let down by the way you treat them. The only way to get to the bottom of this is to talk openly about the relationship and try to resolve any issues that may be putting a strain on intimacy. And like I said, communication is the key. It's the foundation. It's the foundation in which the rest of the house is built off on. And I'm going to talk about the 5 C's to connectivity, compatibility, continued growth. That's what's on my board. So I'm putting that together. The 5 C's. I'm going to introduce those to you. And those 5 C's are basically going to be the foundation in which, I think relationships can survive and thrive on. Now, number 5, lack of non-physical intimacy. Intimacy missing in a marriage isn't just about a lack of sex. Your sex life can suffer if there's a lack of emotional intimacy too. Feeling disconnected from your partner can make it hard to connect during sex or enjoy it. This isn't only limited to women either. Men crave emotional intimacy from their spouse too. Yeah, for some reason or another, a lot of women just really think that we're just these stoic, emotionalist robots that just go about the day just clocking in and out of work, sitting on a couch watching sports, doing nothing else. Men want someone that's going to talk to them, be intimate emotionally and mentally. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of women, I find that nowadays a lot of women are just devoid of all affection, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, the whole 9 yards. A lot of women now are so career driven, are so money driven to nothing else matters. And if that is you, leave that man alone to go find somebody that will suit him just fine so that he can thrive, and then find you somebody that's that stoic robot that you're looking for. Now, spending quality time together can help build emotional intimacy and ultimately bring back physical intimacy. It is important for couples to understand that why is sex important and how couples can use intimacy and sex as a glue to maintain their love bond. Things are not always what they seem. Lack of intimacy in marriage can stem from many things. Avoid jumping to conclusions and have a frank discussion with your partner without being accusatory. Don't let breakdown in intimacy create a lack of emotional connection, marital conflicts, relationship dissatisfaction, and bitterness in your marriage. An unhappy marriage is not the best place to hang out with your partner. Learn how to fix and reignite the spark in your relationship to strengthen the love bond with your significant other before little or no intimacy in marriage leads to marriage breakdown. And like I said, I've been through divorce. I know what it's like. I know, man, the time, the money, the mental, spiritual, physical, emotional resources in which you use up, bruh, I'm telling you, you all will leave that joint just drained. So that's what I'm saying. Hey, learn how to fix these problems by learning how to communicate. You know what I'm saying? And if you learn how to communicate, and when you communicate, open it up. Maybe start off with something light before you hit with the heavy stuff. But if you learn how to communicate with an individual, open up and let them inside. If they've done something, let them know instead of harboring it for a long time and then waiting till you're pissed to just explode. Man, just start let them know, hey, babe, when you did or said X, Y, and Z, that didn't feel like this, and then it made me feel like this, and then the person listening should listen empathetically, put themselves in your shoes, and then try to listen to the point where, okay, I understand, but I always say my perception, your intention, or your perception, my intention. In which a person may perceive my intent as something different than what it was. And what we need to do is communicate so that the misunderstanding can be resolved. And man, like always, I want to just thank each and every one of you for, coming on in, checking me out for a little bit. If you like it, hit that like button. If you're not a soul visionary, hit the subscribe button. And if you think this content can help anybody, let's share it. Let's grow the community, and let's have these open, honest discussions as often as we possibly can. And maybe we can resolve some of the issues that we have, especially in our Black community. Peace.